So the maps on the left shows the en route trains. On the right-hand side, that's the passengers live situation, and the green dots, it's the en route trains. So we can see there are around the 105 trains, and the high-speed trains is 1,575. So you can see there are many green dots here. So we can see this one. We can see this is for the cities that have the highest passengers going out. We look at Harbin, Shenyang, Beijing, Tianjin, Lanzhou, Xi'an, Zhengzhou, Chengdu, Chongqing, Shanghai, Hangzhou. Hefei, Nanjing, Nanchang, Changsha, Nanning, Guangzhou, Macau, and Hong Kong. These cities I just named have very frequent passengers coming out, in and out. So we would like to give you the warm notice that please be prepared in advance. So get your tickets ahead of time because your train station has the highest passengers flow. So be prepared. So in order to cope with the peak situations, we look at the different partners. Actually, they've get ready for this rise, and today we have 1,067 trains added. And for Beijing, we have additional 61 trains, and for the medium long-term distance, that's Harbin, Changchun, Dalian, Nantong, Hefei, Zhengzhou, Guangxi, Xi'an, Hankou, and Chengdu directions. So we have additional trains to these destinations. Hankou to Xining and Hankou to Yichang also have 58 trains added. And for Xi'an, we also have specific working migrations. So that's a train specifically for the workers. And also we have the trains to Shanghai. And for Nanchang, Shangrao to Shanghai, Guangzhou, and the other working destinations. And we also have additional 137 trains to Guangzhou. And for Chengdu, they also have additional trains to Guangzhou. So we also have the trains from different cities, so they add the trains to Guangzhou, because Guangzhou areas actually have a lot of migrant workers. So let's look at the specific cities. So look at Beijing South Station. Work with the related departments. So they have the traffic flows reported to the department, and also the trains delayed situations in the real-time report. So they also have the trains that arrived in the evening or late evenings. They also have the supporting facilities ready to welcome the passengers arrived in the late night. And also for the subways, also will extend its working hours. So look at the live picture. This is the Beijing South Station. You can see all the people gathering there. So we'll also look at the Shijiazhuang station. So for Australia, they also upgraded its platform in order to cope with the rise. So they have the additional personnel to help the people to know how to get their stations, the platform, and also have the people to provide service to really help the people, either through the automatic machines or from the service centers to get the questions be answered. So we talk about either their trains delayed or lost and found centers actually in different areas. So for Shijiazhuang stations, they get all in one. So if you go to one service centers, you can get related information. So facilitate our passengers' travel. Look at Shenyang. So Shenyang also right now is witnessing its peak traffic. It anticipated that there will be 800,000 people going in and out. So on top of 347 trains are scheduled, they also have additional trains from Shenyang to Gaoyang, Shenyang to Tongliao, and Shenyang North to Tianjin, and the other 41 trains added to cope with the rise. And this also set the new record for Shenyang Station to cope with the rise. And let's look at the Chengdu. So they really would like to utilize the most of the existing facilities. And we look at the additional trains. So also unlock their potentials, they have the additional trains added. So that's around more than 200 trains added, and also that's the largest number. So we talk about the from Chengdu area to Beijing, Shanghai, Kunming. There's 68 trains added. And for the other high demanded routes, they also have 28 trains added. And for the short distance, they also have 41 trains added. So I would like to really provide a notice to our passengers. If you would like to have your transfer So either that happened in the same platform or in the same stations, but that's maybe the different stations in the same city. So I would really remind our passengers, please look at your ticket one more time to see whether you're transferring trains that will be in the same station or different station. Don't miss your train. And let's also look at the Jinan. So that also have a Jinan to Shanghai to Qingdao to Beijing, Shaozhuang to Shenyang, and 40 trains added to all these destinations. Yantai to Qufu, Zaodong to Longcheng, 8 trains added to the highly demanded destinations. And Shandong Heze actually is also have a lot of workers. Actually, that's also the quite biggest number of migrant workers going to the other cities. So they also have designated trains to bring the workers to their working cities and also provide additional service like the milks and the beverage to the workers. And talk about for the migrant workers, we also look at the Kunming. So Kunming, South, Dali, Lijiang, Yuxi, and other 16 big cities, they also have DA windows specifically for the migrant workers. So they also have additional personnel and volunteers provide service to the migrant workers. So for the passengers, for each station, we can tell they are really prepared to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, please go to the service center or the service desk. Let's look at the Nanning. So look at the weather actually for the southern part of China. It's still quite warm, but for the northern part it's really cold. So for the engineers, they need to check the windows inside and outside the train. They need to adjust the temperature, so make sure the passengers can adjust to the weather difference. So that's provide a really good and comfortable experience for the travelers en route. And in order to cut the ticket or the check-in times, they also have the additional windows and also windows for students. And for the elderly people and the children, they also have the specific green pass for these passengers to get on the train on time. So for China, we also look at the different cities to have the hit by the severe weather. So for each station, they also prepare their emergency plans. All they're doing is make sure the passengers can get to their destinations on time, and they also have the 24 system to make sure that they will bring the trains can departure on time, and also have the plans to cope with the rains or the snows. So one more notice, because of the severe weather, and please also check your ticket, and also please check the train. whether they can depart on time or not, and also prepare the plan B maybe. And also pay attention to the weather difference, because for the north and the south part, that's quite a difference. So look at if different cities, they have the sharp temperature decrease, and also in the trains, they also provide the warm waters for the passengers to wash their hands or face. And also at the waiting halls, we also provide the moderate temperatures to provide a very comfortable experience for our passengers. So we look at this is the control and command center. So this is the big brain of China's railway system. Everyone here is so busy. And look at the Yantai, and for the elderly people, the young kids, and also for the people in needs, they also can have the booking systems in advance, and they also can provide the service like the wheelchairs to the passengers. So if you need additional service, please call the station in advance. So talk about the snow and raining weather. So for these stations, they also built the different facilities to help the passengers to not be wet, and they also have the additional platforms for the passengers to stay inside. And they also have the personnel to clean the rings or the snows, to make sure the floor is not that slippery. And for Shanghai Hongqiao Station, also closely work with the other departments like the taxis or the buses, the public transportations. We look at the Hefei stations. They also work closely with the public transportation. So we talk about the buses or the subways. They also extend their service hours. So for the late arrived passengers, you also have a variety of choices for you to get back home. We look at Nanchang. So the local government also give a big support to the Nanchang station. So for the trains, they also provide the beverage to keep the passengers warm, especially when they're traveling through the snowing cities. So I would like to say for Beijing, like there are 3 stations. So the Beijing station, Beijing West and the Beijing South. So we talk about the railway trains. We will say, okay, my express trains will go to the South Station. It's not. So for Beijing South and Beijing West and even Beijing Station, you also maybe can find your express trains departure from these stations. So one more time, please check your station. And then I also would like to remind the passengers. Let's say I buy the ticket. It's the departure 12:30 a.m. February 11th. So when should be ready, or when I should arrive at the station? Of course, later today, right? If you arrive in the station tomorrow evening, you miss your train. Talk about the transferring. We talk about the stations, whether you will get another train in the same station or different stations in the same city. So one more time, please check your transferring trains information. Don't miss your train. So one question is like, if I lost my ticket, how should I do? So bring your ID card to the ticket window, and then you can have the additional ticket. So we know this is the peak travel time. So if you book your tickets either through phone or internet, please get your ticket in advance. And when you get on and off the train and also go through the security check, please bring all your belongings. Thank you so much.